Hi, second grade students. Eagle Owls is our classroom this year, and we're going to take a tour of the classroom. So come on in the room and let's take a look around. First, whenever you enter the classroom, you'll see that we have our attendance chart. This is where we're going to keep track of who's here and who is absent each day. We also have a place where we keep our classroom rules. So the first week of school, we'll be writing our own classroom rules. You'll be working on coming up with ideas of things that you think are important for each one of us to do in the classroom throughout the school year. And then we'll move this direction onto our phonics board. Each morning we'll have a phonics activity working on spelling new words, sounding out new words, and just increasing our vocabulary. Then we'll also have math. So here is a great resource for us to use in our classroom. Anytime you have a question in math, we'll use this board to see if maybe the answer can be found up here on our math board. And then we'll brainstorm and work together and see if maybe we can come up with our answers. So here we have our social studies board. This is where we're going to display your artwork and also some of the fun activities that we're going to do this year in second grade in social studies. We have a place where we're also going to be displaying our science work over here on the wall. We have tubs all around the classroom that are full of great stories, books that we're going to be reading for information, books that we're going to be reading for fun. Sometimes we're going to be reading books for our Reading Counts program. If we move back this direction, we have our helper chart that's right here on the wall. We'll have different helpers each day. That'll be helping us with being responsible in our classroom. We have an area back here where we'll be doing some group work. We have plastic dividers for each one of the students in the classroom. So each one of the kiddos will have one of these dividers on their desk. We'll also have an area where 4 of us can come back to the table with the teacher and still have our own personal space, keeping safe. We have an area where we have lots of math manipulatives back here using different things like rulers and coins and pattern blocks and analog clocks. We have a huge collection of chapter books. We have some Magic Treehouse and Junie B. Jones. We have mystery books. We have silly books. We have historical books. This is our word wall that's located right here at the back of the classroom. It stays up all year, full of all kinds of words that we use every day in our writing and in our speech. So this is going to stay up here as a great resource for us to be able to use in second grade. We have over here our Tub Club activities. This is something that we'll be working on during our Thursday afternoons. Anytime that we have a Tub Club activity, it's something that you take to your desk that you work on individually, so it's not something that's shared with another student in class. You use it, collect all your materials, it'll be cleaned and sanitized before being put back on the shelf. Come over here to the whiteboard. This is an area where we're going to be doing a lot of group work up here on the board. So as you can tell, our desks are facing this direction in order for each one of the students to be able to see the board whenever we're working on things whole group. We have our calendar over here. Each morning we'll have calendar activities. We're going to have a calendar helper, and the calendar helper is going to be responsible for changing the weather, making sure that we have the correct day of the week, also keeping track of how many days we've been in school for second grade. So of course we'll start out in the ones place on the first day of school, and then we'll be working on our regrouping skill of making 10 ones to move on to the tens place. And then we will have our calendar helper read what we're having for lunch and for snacks. So on the first day, we're going to be having chicken nuggets and mashed potatoes with green peas, peaches, and birthday cake for all of our August birthdays. And then we'll be having goldfish crackers and apple juice and bug bites with water on the first day of school. So if you'll come over here and take a look, we have 2 desks that are set up. One of them has our science and social studies book and our reading book that will be kept inside each one of the students' desk. So that's something they will be responsible for. We won't necessarily use all of those books each day, but they will be there for them to use as a resource, and then when working on whole group activities or individual lessons in reading. Then here I have some of the supplies laid out. Each one of the students will have their own bag full of supplies that are only to be used by them. So they have their colored pencils, crayons, glue. They have their scissors, eraser, and pencils. And anytime pencils need to be sharpened, that's something that I will do so other students aren't handling their writing utensils. Then they also have their folders, they have their phonics dictionary, they have their science notebook, they'll have a writing journal where we'll do a writing activity each day, and then they have a planner that'll be going home each day. So inside we will be writing down information that's important for either them to do at home. This is a great place for them to write information about the day, so that way you have an idea of what they've done each day in class. This is a great area for parent-teacher communication, so if I have a quick note to write you, I'll put it here. If you have something you need to share with me, this is a great way to get in touch with me. So this will go home each day, and it needs to be returned each morning, so that's something that the kiddos will be responsible for. It's teaching them responsibility. Each one of the kiddos, like I said, has a plastic divider that stays on their desk. It's labeled with their name. It is to travel with them anytime that they move to a different space in the classroom, other than the dividers that are already set up at the back of the table. Each one of the students will have their own chair. They have their own space. This space will not be used by another student in the classroom, which we're trying our very best to keep them as safe as possible. So take a look around. This is 2nd grade, and we're so excited that you're here. Can't wait to see you on the first day. Bye-bye.